Well, it's the second pop-up of the month, and hopefully you guys are getting a little bit out of all the extra trainings I've been trying to do for you guys. I'm a firm believer that the more that you learn, the more you will earn. The more you can feed your brain, the better off you should be. And so we're going to focus tonight on how you can fill your calendar, because it looked like I did some polls on the event, and it looked like you guys are in need of some shows. And so that's what we're going to kind of focus on. So I've really narrowed down. It seems like a lot of people, when we run into these blocks of periods where we don't have any shows on our calendar, we kind of get stuck. We feel stuck. We feel almost defeated after a little while of trying to get bookings on our calendar. And so we get to the point where we're kind of starting over and questioning ourselves and whether this is something that we want to do or should be doing. And so I've really narrowed it down to asking yourself 5 questions. Okay, so hopefully you guys have some paper handy, because I really, in my heart of hearts, I really feel like these are the questions that have to be asked of yourself in order to move forward on your calendar. So number 1 is, am I committed? Okay, I think that no matter what we're doing in life, whether it is a business like ours, volunteering, being dedicated to our grandchildren, no matter what the activity is, you kind of have to ask yourself if you're committed to it. I think if you're committed, then it's easier to hold yourself accountable knowing that you're committed to something and you're being driven by something versus kind of being in a state where it's a hobby. Hobbies are okay, but if the goal is to make an income out of it, then you have to commit yourself to it, okay? And so you have to kind of hand yourself over and commit yourself to the process. And so what does committed mean? In my eyes, it means setting a goal for yourself and going after it until you reach it no matter what, okay? So I know my goals, my personal goals are going to be different than everybody else's. And I think every one of you have probably heard me say this a million times. Your goal can be as little as, being active every 6 months. Your goal could be doing 2 shows a month. Your goal could be being the next director on our team. And so I think what you have to figure out is what exactly is that goal for yourself and for your business. If you don't have a goal set, then it's really hard to walk forward, okay? Normally you stay stationary because there's nothing that you're reaching, okay? There's nothing you're reaching for. So have you guys ever been kind of, working for someone else, you're working for a company, and you're working for a promotion, okay? When you're working for a promotion, you tend to do a lot of things that are outside your comfort zone. You tend to do a lot of things that are normally not required of your job to kind of put yourself ahead or to put yourself out there, okay, so that you're noticed. And so it's really no different than in this business when you're trying to move forward, okay? You're going to have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do things to propel yourself forward. But what I also find is that because we are in a business that you don't really have a boss, so to speak, there's nothing holding you accountable, right? So those days where I want to kind of slack off and, not do what I know I should be doing, it's okay because I'm kind of like looking over my shoulder and there's no one there saying, Becky, you really need to do this. So for me, I have come to the place where I often ask myself, are you guys getting feedback? Is everything coming across okay?
Yeah, you break out a little bit on occasion, but I can hear most of what you're saying okay.
Okay. I'm just making sure because on my end, there was a little bit of feedback coming back. So I just want to make sure you guys were hearing me. So like I started to say, a lot of times what tends to happen is that because there's no boss, we tend to fall into the trap of making excuses of why we aren't doing something, right? Oh, well, I don't want to call these people because I know they're going to say no to me. Or, you know, I really don't want to do customer care because nobody's going to be home. You know, I really don't want to put host packets together because they take forever to make. You know, we fall into the trap of making excuses. So we can make excuses, but if you're making excuses, then you can't make money, right? You can't have it both ways. We can't make excuses and make money. It's just not possible. So your reason for doing this business has to be bigger than your butt. Okay. Anybody ever heard that? And I know it sounds kind of funny, but the reason you're doing this, okay, the reason, that goal, whatever's driving you, has to be bigger than every time you want to give yourself an excuse of why you're not going to do something. You need to be able to go back to whatever that reason is that you want to do this business. Okay. And so if you're at the place in your business where you don't know, okay, what you want from Pampered Chef, then you have to start there. You have to dig into your why. Why are you doing this? Okay. Because if you don't know what and why, you know, what you're doing, why why you're doing this business, then there's no reason no way you can go forward with that. I've heard it a million times, Claudia tell me, and it's so true. And it really kind of, about a week and a half ago, I was watching one of her trainings, and she said, if your why does not make you cry, then it's not your why. Okay. What is that thing that drives you? Okay. For some of you, you know, it may be financial freedom. For some of you, it may be staying home with your children or grandchildren. For some of you, it may be, I'm sick of this dead-end job that I'm working for, right? I know I could do better. What is that reason that almost brings you to tears of why you would want to be successful with Pampered Chef? Okay. So I think once you figure out your why, all of the other things tend to fall into place. Okay. So, but I want you guys to ask yourself, are you committed? Okay. Are you committed to Pampered Chef no matter what? If you're not committed, then there's no reason really to go forward. You have to stay committed to it. Just like you're committed to working for that other boss, you know, when you have a regular job, you stay committed to it. You're committed to that paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. You're committed to that income coming into your home. And so that keeps you going to work every day and clocking in and working for 8 to 10 hours, because ultimately you know what's on the other side of it. So that drives you forward. But like I said, with this kind of business, you don't have that boss. You have yourself, right? The only thing you have in this business is you and your dreams, or you and your why. So number 2, I would ask you guys to ask yourself, am I feeding my brain enough? Okay. What do I mean by that? Our customers and our hosts are looking for us to know everything. Okay. Not really everything, but everything. Let's face it. You know, when somebody asks you a question about a product, you want to be able to spout off the information, give them the features, give them the benefits of it without having to pull up information. Okay. Just like if you're talking to that potential recruit in the business, you want to know kind of, you know, off the cuff, you know, the ins and outs of, you know, running your own business and be able to, you know, just speak it. When you, how do I put this? When you can talk fluidly about our products, about our business opportunity, about why you are a Pampered Chef consultant and what keeps you moving forward, it's naturally, people are going to buy into that a little bit more and they're going to trust you. So that all starts though with us educating ourselves. Okay. So I ask you, when is the last time that you opened Pampered Chef University and did a course on bookings or a course on host coaching? Have you completed the new party experience training? If you haven't completed the new party experience training, I tell you to stop right there. That's what you need to do. Okay. Especially if you're new in this business. You know, I think a lot of times we think, oh, I know what I need to do and I know how I'm going to get the bookings, and, you know, you're good for a little while and then it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? You know, you lost the momentum and then you're back to square one again. So all of these things that Pampered Chef has put in Pampered Chef University are designed to help you get through these bad times. Okay. So if you've already done the party experience training, then you know you have access to the virtual party packs. So that's giving you another angle to work. So not only could you do a cooking show, but you could also do a virtual party. You need to know how both of them operate and how best to give an experience, because that's really what our customers are after. They're not after a party, guys. Okay. So Pampered Chef this week, we did a 1.5 hour webinar with our CEO yesterday. And after every single show that we're submitting as consultants, they are sending surveys out to our customers, okay, both on the cooking show level and on the virtual party experience side of it. And what they feel that we're lacking is an experience. That's what they really want, is an experience. They want something to be able to share with their friends, whether it be in the virtual setting or in the home setting. They want to be able to share an experience with them. So they're throwing all this training at you guys for a reason, because they're getting direct, firsthand feedback from our customers from what they want. So I can tell you a large part of the director and above group, there's been a lot of conversations about who our business needs to be focused towards. The piece of the pie that we're missing the most of is the millennial generation, okay? Those are our next customers. Those are the people that are now starting their homes. They're starting their kitchens. So the 18 to like 45 range, that's the piece right now that Pampered Chef is focused on driving sales towards, and what they want, because that's going to be our next generation of Pampered Chef, home shows. They want an experience. So I would tell you, the more you can kind of get that into your head as far as, what am I offering to my customers? Am I offering just a party? Am I just offering the free stuff? They can really go and get free stuff from just about anywhere, anytime anymore, right? But what they want is an experience. So do you take advantage of all the resources posted on our team page? I try to always give you guys new and fresh ideas on our team page, whether it be you guys having access to Coffee Talk every Saturday. If you can't participate live in Coffee Talk, totally understand. We all have lives. We all have things going on. But you do have access then, if you can't participate in it live, to listen to those recordings later, okay? There is a wealth of information on Coffee Talk, because, again, those are all the leaders of our company. These are people that have been with Pampered Chef for 10, 15, 20 years that have been successful. Where better to get the information from than the people that have done it for all these years? Are you watching the videos that I'm posting? I try to always go on YouTube and grab training videos from, fellow directors, people that are, firsthand involved in helping me try to push forward. Are you listening to our trainings? Let's say you miss one of our team meetings or one of these pop-ups. Are you going back and listening and watching it? So question number 3, do I know when I want to work? Because that's kind of important, right? To know when you want to work. If you aren't planning on when, then how can you plan on who? It's kind of important to know your schedule, because how else can you build a business if you don't know when you're going to work? So I tell you to think about a brick and mortar store, right? If you're the manager of that store, or the owner of that store, you know what your schedule is, right? You know when you have to show up to work, what time you need to be there, when to turn the key and open the door, how long you're going to be there, what you're working on. But again, we're in a virtual kind of setting. We don't have a boss. We don't have a physical store to go to. But you still have to know when you're working. And when I say when you're working, I don't just mean showtime. I mean all of the other activities that are built into running a business. Do you think any successful CEO just goes and they go to wherever they're going to work and they just show up and they stand around for 8 hours. No, they normally have a game plan. They know exactly what they need to accomplish in 8 hours, right? They know what their deadlines are. They know, basically their employees and what their employees should be doing. They have a plan. And so do you have a plan for your business? You know what you need to work on every day to be successful with Pampered Chef. When's the last time you really sat down and thought about all of the activities that you need to do with Pampered Chef to be successful? When are you going to schedule that time to do all of those activities that you need to do with Pampered Chef to be successful? We would call it our office hours. I tend, with my schedule, I know, the kids are at school, so that's when I try to do most of my work, all of my busy work. In the evenings, I sometimes can do pop-up trainings with you guys. On the weekends, I know I'm doing shows. So laying out a plan for yourself, not only with, your goals, but laying out a plan for yourself as far as when you're going to work and what you're going to do during that time is really important. So set your goal for how many shows you want to have. When can you work? And now you can make a plan for who to contact. Now here's the big thing though. Let's say you schedule yourself that, you're going to do 2 shows a month. You're going to work, the second and the fourth Saturday of the month. So the second Saturday comes and you do your show. It's an awesome show. Here comes along to the fourth Saturday and you don't have a show booked. Do you just take the day off? Do we call in sick? We just give up? We just take the day off? No. You scheduled yourself to work, right? And so this is where that level of accountability, self-accountability comes in, that you have to stay committed to working when you said you were going to work. I know myself, my calendar this month is not stellar, okay? I've had 4 cancellations this month out of 10 parties scheduled. And so the rest of this month, I have shows. But the first 2 weekends of this month, I didn't have any parties, believe it or not. But do you think I sat back and didn't work? Or did I challenge myself to put shows on the calendar? I challenged myself, right? Because this business pays for my living expenses. This business pays for my house and for my car. So I financially am tied to being productive with this business. I've done that intentionally. I know exactly how much money I need to do in sales every month so that I know my financial obligations are met, and that holds me accountable to working when I say I'm going to work. So I challenge you. This is my challenge for you. You're committed, right? We've all said we're committed. You've set your goal. You know what your goal is. Tie something financial to it. I don't care if it's big or small. You could start out small. Maybe it's gas. Maybe it's, I don't know, your cell phone bill, if your cell phone bill is small. Tie your business to that financial obligation, because I guarantee you're not going to let that bill go to waste, right? We're not going to have overdue bills because I can't work my Pampered Chef business. When you start holding yourself accountable in that way, things will change. Number 4, who do I contact? I think this is the place where if you're new, it's easier. If you've been a Pampered Chef consultant for a while, it gets a little bit harder. You've probably heard the list of 100, okay? This is typically that list when you start out with Pampered Chef. It comes in your new consultant kit, and it gives you different, kind of categories to kind of rattle your brain a little bit and really put down names with categories and know exactly who you're going to contact. When is the last time you updated that list of 100? I don't know about you guys, but I'm always meeting people, right? Always meeting people, whether it's at vendor events or at the bowling alley or wherever I go. I'm always talking to people. I'm always meeting someone new. Are you getting their contact information? That's my next question. Without contact information, how do you follow up with, potential customers or hosts? So I would recommend strongly that you start with your list of 100. Update your list of 100 if you haven't in a while. If it's at a place where, I don't know, maybe you did the list of 100, maybe you've recently updated, but you just haven't started working down through the list of 100, then it's a good place to start, right? If you've never taken the list of 100 and put it to work, now's the time to put it to work. So we have a brand new catalog. We have brand new products. This is the prime time to do a launch party for yourself. Do a spring launch. Invite people into your home. I don't care if you have a big home, a small home, it doesn't matter. If you can only fit 5 people into your kitchen, doesn't matter. You are the only person that will not cancel on yourself. Right? So home office recommends that every month you have a date with yourself. You schedule a party every month for yourself because you are the only person that will not cancel if you hold yourself to it. That's the other thing though. You have to be willing to stay committed to that. Doesn't have to be a spring launch party and next month I'm doing a spring launch, then the next month you're doing spring launch 3. No. What can you offer your customers that's new and exciting? Is it a power cooking? People are really into power cooking nowadays. People are looking for ways to save time, ways to save money, ways to, again, have an experience. So what can you offer that's different than just a standard, come to my house, let me show you some recipes. What's different? What can you do that's different? If you've been in this business for a little while, when you've put shows in the past, and maybe you had somebody that was a potential booking, they never booked a show, but you clicked that little button that said potential booking on that contact. Did you know you can print a future bookings report? Again, it's another really good place to start. You print that report off. I did it to myself. Okay, over the weekend, I printed it off. I had like 10 pages of future bookings of people that most of them, some of them have booked parties, of course, but I'm going down through that list right now myself because my calendar needs to be better than what it is. So not only am I telling you guys to do this, I myself am doing these things. Okay. So pick a number. Have you guys ever seen that pick a number thing on Facebook sometimes that, different direct sell companies do? So one of my friends just made a new one, and it's a pick a number between 1 and 25 if you love Pampered Chef. At the bottom, it says free cooking show giveaway, okay? So they pick their number, and they get a free cooking show. I'll post that later on our Teach because I have a graphic. I have words that you can use for that. Super, super simple. Number 5. What do I offer? What am I offering to people? Are you just offering a party? Or are you offering a theme? Are you offering a party or are you offering an experience? Because again, that's what they want. How about fundraisers? When's the last time you offered fundraisers to people? Which leads me into, we will have a pop-up training. I think it's in 2 weeks on fundraisers. Fundraisers are a spectacular way, okay, to branch yourself out. I challenge you every month, again, just like I said earlier about, you're the person that's never going to cancel on yourself. What is your favorite charity? Do you have a favorite charity? Do a fundraiser from your own self. What's wrong with doing your own fundraiser? There's nothing wrong with it. And I know, Renee, you're doing your own fundraiser right now, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm gearing up for it, yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Fundraisers, put it out there on Facebook. I'm looking for 2 organizations that I can donate some profits to. Who do you know? Who do you know that needs money, right? Right now, everybody's looking for money, whether it be church youth groups, sports groups, Oh my gosh, the PTOs, PTAs, you name it, everybody's looking for it. But you have to be willing to ask that question. How about wedding showers and bridal registries? This is the most active time of the year for people setting up wedding showers and bridal registries. So who do you know that's getting married? Hey, and I know Miss Angie has a bridal shower coming up. Right, Angie?
Yes, I am actually doing it online right now, just highlighting some of the things on her wish list.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, Saturday's her actual wedding shower.
It's so exciting. Think about it. You get to be part of somebody's special day, right? It's something that they're going to remember, but you're also going to come in contact with a lot of people through a bridal shower. That's a lot of additional contacts that you didn't have before. And when you make that experience special for that bride, the family will notice. I promise you. So think about wedding showers and bridal registries. Power cooking. Anybody know what power cooking is? Ah, I love it. Again, I will post information on power cooking later. But basically, long story short, it's a way of really saving people a lot of time and money. It's similar to what a freezer workshop would be, kind of, with the exception that you're not putting ingredients together and freezing them. You're basically making all of the protein ahead of time. You're giving them a grocery list, okay? And then they have like a whole week's worth of meals from that power cooking of the protein. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pampered Chef, this has been around for a long, long time. I think like 15 years. So we have power cooking recipes, both for beef, for chicken, and for pork, right online, right on our website. So again, this is what I'm saying. This is an experience. This is something that is going to save your friends and your family and your, those new contacts a lot of time and money. And so again, this would be something that I would offer within my home first. If I don't have any shows on the calendar, I'm offering a power cooking class. Freezer workshops, same thing. Start small. Do one of the tastes. Just do, invite people over. Do, I don't know, 2 or 3 of the freezer workshop recipes. I wouldn't do a whole 10. Just start small. Because what happens when you start small is you grow big, right? So you give them a tease of what a freezer workshop is like. They get excited about it. They book their own workshop because they know when they do their own workshop, they're going to be getting 10 meals versus just seeing the 2 or 3 that you do at your workshop. How about kids? Kids are huge right now with cooking. Okay, so how about doing a kids cooking class? Again, make it, a relaxing, afternoon for the moms. They can come over, they can shop while you cook with the kids. Teach them basics. Use our kids' products. Again, it's all about offering an experience. So what questions do you guys have?
You've answered a couple and given me some really good ideas.
Good.
Yeah.
I would tell you guys that it all starts with us. Okay? You have to be confident in yourself. In order for someone else to believe, you have to believe first. You have to believe that you can be successful with Pampered Chef before you will be successful with Pampered Chef. You have to be committed to your business and to yourself before anybody else will stay committed to you in this business. It's just the way it is. It's not different than any other business in that you have to show up, right? You have to show up. I mean, I know that all of our schedules are different. You know, some of us have full-time jobs. Some of us don't have full-time jobs. Some of us have full-time jobs. And like Angie is taking care of her 25 grandchildren, not really 25, but you know what I'm saying? You know, Laura's got a super busy schedule with all of her kids and sports and, you know, everything going on. But none of you, I would say, started Pampered Chef to make $30 a month. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're happy with $30, that's awesome. And I'm going to scream all the way and cheer you on if that's what you want from it. But if you want more from it, then we have to figure out what your more is. What does that more look like, right? What is that goal? That's where it has to start first. You have to know exactly what you're reaching for, or it can't reach back. So I know, Laura, I know you showed up a little bit late. So we kind of ran through everything already before you got on, but you'll be able to, of course, watch the recording. I did record. It's okay. Not a problem at all.
I was trying to load from my phone, but it wouldn't let me this time for some reason. And I'm like, I did it last time and it was okay, but it wouldn't let me do it this time.
No problem at all. So some of the things I'm going to post, like I said, I'm going to post that the pick a number little spiel that I mentioned a little bit earlier. There is 4 pictures that total will give you 100 ideas to book shows. Okay, so I'll be posting that later. There is 20 ways to get bookings. Another picture I'll be posting. Did you guys know that our grill pan and our griddle are on sale? Did you guys know that?
I knew the grill pan was.
Okay, and the griddle is also. Yeah. And so think about it this way. You know, I posted on my VIP page the other day, and I've already booked 2 more shows for the month of April because of it. Because people want a deal, right? And so kind of like they did with the all-purpose pot in the fall where they knocked like $45 off of it. So when you can tell people, oh my gosh, you know, it's reduced in price by $30, and then in the month of April, you can get it for an additional 60% off. Hello, can you say that's a deal? So again,
Yeah.
that's another post I'll be posting later on with some graphics that you can use. There's going to be, if you're wanting to do some training, there's a really, really great call that was recorded on Coffee Talk from Christina Maniscalco on bookings. This girl is crazy schedule. I mean, book like months out, like 6 months out, her schedule's full. So she knows her stuff, you know, but you got to take that 30 to 45 minutes to listen to the call. So just be looking later on for some stuff I'm going to be posting. Most of it's all graphics. So I'll probably, you know, kind of lump them all together in one post. So just kind of click through the pictures. But business is everywhere, guys. We just have to go after it. Does everybody know what the specials are for the next couple months? Because that's really how, in this business, you need to market yourself. Okay, we have to think 30, 60, and 90 days out in a business, just like any other business. You're not planning for tomorrow. You're planning for 30, 60, and 90 days out. So again, this goes back to one of my points, the second point with educating yourself, right? And knowing, you have to know what you know. So knowing our specials, when you're talking to someone, the red flag should alarm in your head. When someone's asking you questions about the grill pan or somebody's asking you questions about the rock crock, you know, when you can say, oh my gosh, I would love to, you know, add you to my calendar next month, the blah, blah, blah is on sale for 60% off. When you're offering them a deal, I mean, you know, you have to be able to speak up about it though. You know, it's not one of these things where you're talking with somebody, it doesn't click in your head because you don't know what the specials are. And then 3 to 4 days later, you're trying to revisit the subject. It's much more exciting when you can, at that time, because you're on top of your game, say, oh my gosh, Laura, next month, you can get it for 60% off. Because right then is when they're more likely to book than 3 to 4 to 5 days later, right? They've lost the excitement. They've lost the energy with it. So know what your specials are. You know, this month is stoneware. Next month is 60% off of anything in the catalog. Anything. Okay? And then in May, cookware is 60% off. I mean, you can get that new cookware either in April or in May for 60% off. That is craziness. So what do you think good things right now to be going Facebook Live with? You know, what should your posts look like in your VIP page to get people excited? It should all be focused around our heavy hitting products. Those things that people cannot normally afford to buy outright, okay? You get them excited about it. So take 2 or 3 days this weekend. Take one solid weekend. What product do you own that excites you, that's in your kitchen? You know, big or small. Is it the rock crock? Is it the deep covered baker? Is it, the grill pan? What piece is it that's exciting you? And you share it, okay? You share the heck out of it. Everything for that weekend is focused around that one item and getting people excited about that one item. Because ultimately, you want them to book a show for that one item. But you have to be excited. You have to be like the kid in the candy store, right? You can't just be like, hello, class. Today I'm going to teach you about the rock crock. No. You have to show your excitement, right? Because if you're having fun, they're going to have fun. And fun equals, what'd you say, Laura?
Money.
That's right. Fun equals bookings. Fun equals excited people. So what questions do you guys have? What can I help you with? Where are you stuck? What do you need my help with?
I just need you to go ahead and fill my calendar for me. That's all.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do yours, you do mine.
Oh, okay.
Goofball. Oh, if it were so easy, guys. If I could wave the magic wand and give you all shows, I would have done this like 6 years ago, you know.
That would be amazing.
I know, it would have been great. But, you know, I can't do it. I can't do it for you guys. You know, we have to do these things for ourselves. You know, it's one thing to know that you always have somebody that you can turn to that's been there and done it. But it's another thing to know that ultimately it rests on your shoulders. You know, I can't pick up the phone for you. I can't, you know, make you get into your office and actually work. I can't make you stay off Facebook. God knows I do the same dang thing. You know, so for me, when I've dedicated that time to working in my office, I now realize that there's 2 things that I've not been doing lately that I started doing last week. And one was making a list. Okay. I went back to making a list because how good does it feel to make a list and check things off? And you don't just make a list to check things off, right? You have to actually make the list and make the list count.
An important list.
Absolutely. You know, prioritize yourself. What are the 5 items of the 10, you know, that you want to accomplish in that time? Make it realistic though. Don't say I have an hour to devote to Pampered Chef and put 20 things on your list, right? Because you know darn well what's going to happen. What's going to happen, Laura?
You're going to get sidetracked and it just moves to the next thing and that just kind of gets pushed to the side.
We go back to the belief triangle, right? So you have your belief, right? What's next in the belief triangle?
Action.
And results, right? So when you have 20 things on your list and you've given yourself an hour, it's not realistic because what happens is when you've only gotten 3 things accomplished in that hour of your 20, then you're just going to reinforce that you can't do it. And then guess what? You're not going to do it. You're going to shut down. So you have to be realistic with your expectations. Like, you know, my husband, it was funny. The first day I started redoing my list, you guys seen it because I posted on our team page. It was like the whole page. And I sent it to my husband. I was like, look at my list for the day. I'm so excited. He's like, oh my God, are you going to be able to accomplish all? Are you going to be able to do it all? I'm like, yes, dang it. Yes, I am. And I almost did. You know, there was 2 things I didn't finish that day. I was pretty darn proud of myself. So the two things that I didn't get done became my priorities for the next day, right? Because of the two things that I wanted to get done the day before that I didn't get done, so they needed to be my priorities for the next day. So make a list. You know, like I said, it goes back to knowing when you're working, okay, what you're working on, and prioritizing it. You have to do those things. If you were working in a regular business, you would never not know what you were doing, right? You would prioritize yourself. And so it's no different with what we do. You have to know. It's just kind of like a show. You know, when you go do a cooking show, you know exactly what you need to do and what order you need to do them because it becomes a habit. And so we're back with you guys that we need to recreate habits in our business. Healthy habits of a business. What are those healthy habits? Well, first you have to show up to work. That's probably the healthiest thing that you can do is show up for work. But you have to know when you're working, or otherwise you can't show up. I mean, some employees or employers would be okay if you showed up for work. Some would be like, I don't have overtime for you, but you know, you have to know when you're working. So what else? Who else? Questions? We have like 10 more minutes. Unless there's no questions. Heather, you're super quiet tonight.
I'm always quiet.
Yeah, whatever. You're full of crud. Did you get a haircut? Your hair looks short.
No, it's still there.
Oh, okay. It was just behind. Gotcha. It looked like it was kind of like bobbed up on your shoulders.
No.
Grace got a haircut.
No, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking
What are
about?
you talking about? Huh?
And your beard's trimmed too. Oh my gosh. What the heck? What's wrong with that boy?
I thought he cut it off, Becky.
Cut it in my sleeves.
Not.
Isn't that messed up?
You're wet.
Also, you did cut it.
You made me cut it.
Oh my. All right. So Nikki, do you have any questions on bookings or any questions about like, you know, scheduling yourself in an office or anything as far as the subjects that we kind of touched on? Any questions?
I missed a lot, so I'm going to have to go back because my internet kicked me off. But I'm good. Today, I started back my list. And something I'm very proud of myself today, I turned my notifications off on Facebook so I can stay busy.
Oh, that was what I started. I said there was 2 things that I changed. Oh my gosh. Blah. See, that's the squirrel. I chased the squirrel somewhere. So one was the list and the other was shutting off my stuff, right? Shutting off Facebook, shutting off the volume on my phone so I can't hear it. You know, shutting off the TV. And I just started like turning the radio on because I love music. I've always been a music person. And just shutting everything off and working. Just dedicating myself to working. Because if I'm on Facebook, if I hear that ding, you know, I'm like, whoa, I got to go look and see who it was. It could be a host. It could be a customer. Or it could just be another darn notification that I really don't need to see. Right? Most of the time, that's really what happens.
So I did today, I can say was very productive. I got my Happy Mail done for my team so I could put that in the mail. I booked 3 more virtual parties for April. So
Awesome. One step in front of the other, right? One foot in front of the other. You have to start somewhere, guys. You can't walk. You have to learn to crawl before you walk, right? Babies don't just automatically walk. They have to kind of like crawl. And then they fall sometimes, right? And they get bruised and battered and scratched and tears and kind of like a business, you know. You kind of have to crawl first and take your punches and eventually you kind of get up to your knees and eventually you're walking and then you're running. So it's really no different. You have to go through things in order to stand up on your own. So, Laura, do you have any questions, my dear?
I do not. I feel bad that I missed all this, but I'll go back and watch it too.
No problem. I'll post it first thing tomorrow for you guys. And if you're not, if you guys are on YouTube, subscribe. I have my own channel on there. If you click subscribe on my channel, it'll automatically send you a notification when I do post new videos. So again, that's another way of, you know, kind of being able to see it firsthand.
So is it just Becky Wolfinger or?
Yeah. Yep. And there's lots of old trainings that, dating back like 5 years that I've done. So, you know, there are lots of different subjects that we've trained on. Even, you know, if you need inspiration, my original, like when I spoke at my very first spring launch in Baltimore in front of 2,500 consultants is there. If you need to cry, go watch it. You know, if you need some inspiration, go watch it, right? Sometimes you have to get re-inspired again. I found that about a week and a half ago, I was watching, like I was saying earlier, I was watching one of Claudia's videos and I think, did I post that one? No, I haven't even finished watching it yet. So I will be posting as soon as I finish watching it. But halfway through, I was sitting here in tears and my husband's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, it just, something clicked in my gut." You guys ever feel that? Like sometimes you just feel re-inspired. Like something reinvigorates you to want to do better, want to do more. And it doesn't have to be necessarily Pampered Chef. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's, you know, whatever. But sometimes you just feel like it clicks. And that's exactly what happened with me. And I really needed it. You know, even me, I lose interest sometimes and I flake out and do my own little bipolar schizophrenia. That's what my husband says, my bipolar schizophrenia thing. But sometimes you just need inspiration. Sometimes that's where you have to start. Chris, leave the camera alone. I know it's you. All right. Do you guys have any questions, Chris and Heather? No? Okie dokes. Miss Angie, do you have any questions at all? No? Okay. And Renee, do you have any?
No, not right now.
Okay. So I don't have a show on Sunday. I do have shows on Friday and Saturday. But because I'm normally scheduled to work, I will be working. So if anybody needs one-on-one time with me, just let me know. You can give me a message, shoot me a message, and we can schedule a time to Zoom or talk or Marco Polo or whatever you want to do. I love Marco Polo. It's so much fun. But yeah, so I'll be working on Sunday if anybody needs anything. Again, if anybody's local and wants to tag along to a show, I have shows Friday and Saturday. All right, my dears. Well, have a great evening, and thank you guys for joining.